Welcome, Patriots. It's that time again, that time for this episode of Ravens Radar, and it is going to be a monster. We're going to be talking about anarchy in America. What does she mean? I don't know. Let's get right to it. If it's in your sights, it's on my radar. We'll be airborne shortly. Welcome, Patriots, to this episode of Ravens Radar. It feels good to be back in the studio, and we are hitting the ground running, literally. So we have an incredible guest today that I cannot wait to bring to you. But first, Patriots, as I always do, I got to give you a little highlights of what's going on in the world. The most important thing we've got going on right now, you guys are going to love this one. So Hunter Biden in the news. I know. So Hunter Biden is in the news again. Okay, because we're still trying to pretend that this guy is not ridiculous like his father. Joe Biden says that's the best guy I know. I actually believe that. It's horrible. So Hunter Biden, 2 days before whistleblower testimony came out and was released by the House, he made a plea deal on a tax evasion charge. Now, that sounds kind of nebulous, doesn't it, Patriots? A tax evasion charge. Well, let me just for context, rapper Kodak Black, who has been a supporter of President Trump in the past, got 3 years, sentenced to 3 years for exactly what Hunter Biden pleaded to get no jail time. Let's follow the litany, okay? Hunter Biden, they first said that his laptop was misinformation. Then they said, okay, it's real, but it doesn't matter. Then they said, we're not going to investigate it. Then they said the guy who put the laptop forward was a liar. Then they said, well, Hunter Biden just has some problems. Boy, that has the gravity of a black hole. If that's not the pot calling the kettle black. So you're telling us that the crackadoodle has problems? We got that. We got that. The problem is he's our problem. But he has gotten what they were calling a sweetheart deal. So avoid jail time. And then he spent the night dancing the night away at the White House with Merrick Garland. You can't make this stuff up. If that's a sweetheart deal, that's not a sweetheart deal. That's like they've been married 75 years, platinum marriage deal. Are you kidding me? As Biden said, come on, man. You know, that is absolutely ridiculous, Patriots. That means we're not talking about the bribery, okay, where we got information the day we received intel from the House Intel Oversight Committee that Hunter and Joe had received $5 million from a foreign adversary. They indicted President Trump. And this is how we're going. So now, while they're still trying to make a case against President Trump for jaywalking, they are saying that we're not going to talk about Hunter Biden being in possession of a firearm that he disposed of recklessly. It's okay. We don't think it hurt anybody. It was a dumpster nobody really had access to. That's okay, right? And so that's what they're saying about that. We're not talking about the porn and all the ridiculousness on the laptop. It was just a little bit of porn, Raven. Oh, my goodness gracious. I can't even with these people. And they're saying, and then we've got Joe Biden, who has been on camera everywhere saying he has no knowledge of what his son is doing, no knowledge of his business dealings, no knowledge of foreign payments and interference. No knowledge. And then we've got a WhatsApp supposedly leaked, allegedly showing Hunter Biden going, I'm sitting here with my dad. We're waiting to see when the money's coming. Guys, you know, absolutely incredible. Which, if that turns out to be true, Joe, we got to pack those diapers and some ice cream and get you the heck out of here. Ridiculous, Patriots. That's what's going on. So they're trying to sweep this, and here's the creme de la creme, okay, is if they are allowed to sweep this under the rug like this, then Joe Biden, okay, has the ability to probably pardon Hunter and himself if the teleprompter tells him to. Patriots, this is the grossest miscarriage of justice I can imagine. We have proof that there is corruption at the top level of government, and they are totally slapping on the wrist. This is Republicans should focus on something else. You got to be kidding. Patriots, we aren't going to stand for it. I'm telling you right now, we are not going to stand for it. They are also talking about the war that's going on. People are saying, okay, polls are outcoming that say we are hoping to be successful in Ukraine. We have to win the war in Ukraine. Okay? And we're looking at like Putin might be getting weak. There's some indications with uprising that Putin's power is being weakened. That's what I've been hearing in the headlines. Weakened? Let's talk about weak, shall we? We have a wide open border. We have given so many billions of dollars to Ukraine that we have spent more on Ukraine than the entire Russian defense budget. Ukraine is not a member of NATO, but we are funding weapons, troops, and money to Ukraine to fight Russia. And here's the best part. We're trying to sanction Russia, but we receive oil from them. So we're saying, give us oil because we shut down our own energy production, but we're going to fund a war against you. That's Biden logic. And for those of us who don't speak Bidenese, it means we're not in a position to talk about weakness in this country. Okay? Our military readiness is scary. Our economy is scary. Our inflation is scary. Okay? And what happens if they impeach Joe Biden is even scarier. We get the cackling czar. So we have to really, Patriots, get to this front line, and we got to get there quick. It means we got to stop being asleep. We got to stop being afraid, and we have to walk boldly and realize that there isn't going to be a tomorrow if we don't get this right today. So in that vein, we have to bring on a fabulous guest on Raven's Radar. You see a lot of people in front of the camera. You see a lot of activists and people like myself who are on the front line. What you don't see is some of the driving forces that go behind here. And I'm telling you, I've got one of them on the show today. I have got the legendary one and only John Stubbins. He is coming in to really just lay it down. He's ready to put the bullets in there and give us the fire like you wouldn't believe. Activist, veteran, patriot, producer, fighter, and he's up right after this.
We are here to defend democracy for the people.
Hey there, Patriots. It's Raven, the conservative warrior. I am here on behalf of Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they now offer competitive business plans. Switching to Patriot Mobile from your current carrier has never been easier. When you become a Patriot Mobile member, your dollars are helping to fund our God-given rights and freedoms. You know us, Patriots. We vote with our wallet. Stop funding the people who are selling us out. Support Patriot Mobile now. Be part of the solution. Be part of the freedom. Go to patriotmobile.com/Raven and get free activation. Patriots, mobilize. Welcome back, Patriots. It is that time. You know what I say? It's the time to get to our special guest. I am really excited about this one. I love to show you guys what's happening on the front lines, but today I get to do something even better. I get to show you a driving force in the movement. Today I am joined with the one and only, the legendary John Stubbins. Welcome to Raven's Radar.
Oh, what an introduction. Thank you so much, Raven.
I want to tell Patriots, John Stubbins is a force. If you do not know who this is, you need to get familiar. He has got a dynamic resume and profile. So he was an actor, he's a show host, He's a veteran, United States Air Force veteran. He's a producer. He is a conservative powerhouse and a real force for the movement of helping to take our country back. And nobody gets it like somebody who's fought for this country. Thank you so much for your service, sir. And welcome to Raven's Radar. I'd like to just go right out of the gate and tell Patriots a little bit about you. Tell them what you're working on now. You have a film coming out.
Yes, American Anarchy is a documentary that we've been putting together for a couple of years now, all starting with the FISA abuse into my friend Carter Page, which was used to get into the Trump campaign even before President Trump was elected into the White House. And that FISA abuse that occurred actually followed the Trump campaign into the White House. So the spying began way before the election, during the election process, and then after the election process. So the spying continued into the Trump White House. So the story starts there, like I said, with my friend Carter Page and the damage that they've done to his life. But it goes into so many different arteries: General Flynn, Roger Stone, criminality, criminal audit, stolen money, just all kinds of different, let's call them tentacles. That's the word that I like to use. I think of James Bond, Spectre. Okay, this big octopus with all these tentacles, and each tentacle is another distraction, another crime, another abuse.
So let's talk about that, because you just went through the who's who of leftist hoax and conspiracies, didn't you? We're talking about Patriots. We're breaking this down. This is the one and only John Stubbins. We're talking about how this started with our country. You've got a veteran, an activist who has got to the front lines. He's friends with Carter Page. You're talking about the warrant that they illegally secured to spy on President Trump's campaign. And I'm old enough to remember, sir, when they said they mocked President Trump, didn't they, for saying he was being spied on? And right. They came after General Flynn. This is when we saw the destruction of our country in real time, of people starting to tear it down. General Flynn, general in our military, serving our country, branded a traitor, and they attempted to ruin him. So right. Is this the premise? You're talking about all of these things that we know now to be true. We know yeah. Obama, Clinton, and Biden. Yes, that one. The sniffy one, sniff and blow. We know that they spied on President Trump and they interfered with that. Carter Page has had legal bills up to the hill. They have come after American citizens, which is communism. This is the essence of what brought around American anarchy, correct? Correct.
And, and then also you have to consider, the damage that was done to Carter is severe and quantifies in a lifespan like you wouldn't believe. But I tell you, even more damage because occurred. Let me just explain something here. The FISA abuse continues today. So this is not something that has ceased. This is not something that has gone away. It's still there. Okay. I mean, Congress right now at this moment is considering changes with the FISA court and what they're allowed to do because of what's happened in this case, starting back in 2015, leading all the way through the current Durham investigation, which people are talking about right now every day. So this buoys into, like I said, I mentioned Roger Stone, I mentioned General Flynn. General Flynn was hired by President Trump to come in and eventually start a criminal audit, which would have given General Flynn information about the Obama-Biden White House and the Clintons, the things that they were doing illegally, stealing trillions of dollars, from the American people. And they were not going to allow that. And so they got rid of General Flynn real fast, didn't they? Why did they get rid of him so fast? What was the threat? The threat was that General Flynn, if he would have been able to do his job, he was going to expose it all. And they couldn't have that.
They couldn't. We know how they do this. And I'm telling you, as the daughter of 2 retired lieutenant colonels in the United States Air Force, I can't tell you how sickening it was to watch what they were doing to General Flynn. Watching this man's life, his family be dragged through the mud, his reputation, his stellar service to this country dragged through the mud. And yet, now they're slapping, Hunter gets a plea deal and gets to plead to being an idiot and a slap on the wrist. And they took a hero and basically put this man in debt and ruined his life.
Yeah. And it's distraction, tentacle. And the reason that keeps going on is because, again, they cannot allow the American people to know the truth. So next week, it'll be a new distraction. And the week after that, another, and another, and another. And they're going to keep playing this game. And people need to wake up and understand that every week that goes by and they get bit on another distraction, you're getting led off of what and why this all matters.
Come on. That's what it is. So in that vein, like you said, we're hoping that this movie that I know a little bit about, American Anarchy, is a call to action. I think we have a clip. Tell me, John, what is the goal of American Anarchy? Because I don't know if people are necessarily asleep or if they're just afraid. Is this a call to the front line to get people involved and get this swamp drained?
Yes, it is, because here's one problem that we have. We have a trust issue, okay? And I'm not even going to talk about the Democratic Party. We know that they are all full on board now with American Anarchy and American Marxism, and they're done. They're gone. I'm going to talk to the Republican Party now, because the Republican Party has also been infiltrated by bad actors, by people that do not have the best interests of America at heart, number one. And number two, are feeding lies to the American people. They're taking money from the American people and getting nothing done with it. So here's my call to action. We are going to deliver the truth. We're going to deliver it in a substantive way, and we're going to do it in a way that exposes all of this crap to you, and you can make the decision for yourself. But we need your help. We need your help now.
We do. And John, I want to do this. This is my perfect opportunity, because I hear this a lot and I address it. So now I'm going to put it to you. Let me play. But uninformed voter. But John, having a weak or milquetoast Republican is better than having a Democrat.
Not in my book.
Not mine either.
Yeah, because we're losing our freedoms, folks. Okay? You better wake up and you better look and see what's happening around you. Because if you don't, you're going to wake up one day from your slumber and you're going to figure out you don't have any more freedom.
And you're not just speaking about this, John, as a person who's just very passionate. You're a veteran. You fought for this country, did you not?
I did. And I would do so again in a heartbeat.
Well, I would argue you still are. And Patriots, that's the essence of it right now. We're going to talk more with John Stubbins after this.
We are here to defend democracy for the people.
Hey there, Patriots. It's Raven, the conservative warrior. I am here on behalf of Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they now offer competitive business plans. Switching to Patriot Mobile from your current carrier has never been easier. When you become a Patriot Mobile member, your dollars are helping to fund our God-given rights and freedoms. You know us, Patriots. We vote with our wallet. Stop funding the people who are selling us out. Support Patriot Mobile now. Be part of the solution. Be part of the freedom. Go to patriotmobile.com/Raven. Get free activation. Patriots, mobilize. Welcome, Patriots. We're back with the one and only John Stubbins, producer of American Anarchy, and really just a behind the scenes force. You may not see him out in front of these things. He does have a show, Indivisible, and it is fire. You guys know how I like the fire brands. But Patriots, I want to give you the encouragement of what it means to fight this fight. And we all have a role in it. Back with the legendary John Stubbins. John, tell us about, you've been on both sides. Not only you're a veteran, you were an actor. You were inside Hollywood. You have a list of film credits. And yet now you're a conservative activist. Tell us what that transition looked like.
Well, from a creative point of view, I don't really associate my creativity necessarily with being a political figure. Although I will say, ever since I started my show, having that creative juice in my veins, it has helped me with my show. It's helped me with the documentary, and many other things that we're doing for the country. So I don't want to downplay my creativity, but I also don't want to give credit to the left for my creativity. That's a natural, God-given talent. Now, that being said, I worked with a lot of people from the left to help hone some of my natural abilities when I studied in New York, the time I've spent in California. So I've worked with a lot of these people, but I'm certainly not going to give them full credit for my natural ability. I got to give that to the Lord.
Woo, amen. Love it. See, we walk boldly in our faith, Patriots. That's how we do it. But yes, this is great. And I have to honestly tell Patriots, we were at an event together at the home of John Rich, and this was like the who's who of conservatives and something people would never expect. Musicians, politicians, activists, warriors, conservative warriors, descended upon Mount Richmore. I think we have a clip.
My name's John Rich. I'm one half of the multi-platinum duo Big and Rich, originally from Amarillo, Texas, and now I live right here in Nashville, Tennessee. I think above and beyond songs that I put out or brands that I'm with or whatever, I think what people hopefully respect about me and identify with in me is that I'm a regular guy in here. I do irregular things. I get to go do really cool, big things. But I grew up in a double-wide trailer. I have a high school diploma, just like a lot of people in this country. And that's still how my head works. That's still how my brain thinks. Those are still the people I like to hang out with. I understand them much better than the people in the music industry or the television industry or anywhere else. I identify with those people. And they know that. And they've watched me step out time and time and time again over these past several years and speak my mind about our country, speak truth about what I know to be true about our country, speak about God, speak about my family, the red, white, and blue. All the while, these people know, I bet John's getting slapped around somewhere, because you're not supposed to be able to say stuff like that in the wide open and be a successful entertainer. That's not possible anymore. It's called cancel culture, but he's still doing it.
That was an incredible
and they know I'm
evening
getting slapped,
that you put
and they know
together. Tell us about the event with John Rich and who the who's who are in this movement helping you get this message out?
Well, there's a lot of people that I work with on many different investigations. I work down at the border with Jason Jones, Tom Holman, President Trump's ICE director, Border 911. I work with Attorney General Ken Paxton. We were talking about him. Sid Miller down in Texas. Great people like that. The great John Solomon. I love James Rosen. There's a variety of people that I can rely on, that I can trust in this movement. And John Rich is one of them. Ted Nugent is another one on the musical side. I mean, so there's a lot of patriots out here, and I'm not going to get into every single name of everybody that I work with, but I got to tell you, with all the investigations we have going on right now, whether it's the border or the Russia hoax or big tech and Section 230, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the lawsuits there, China, all these different variations of, again, I refer to them as tentacles because it's problem, one right after the other. It's another distraction. It's like a cat kind of chasing its tail, see if you can solve this problem. Meanwhile, over here, I'm stealing trillions of dollars out the back door of the U.S. Treasury.
Well, yeah, you've got that. That is kind of the left's playbook, isn't it? The border's wide open, squirrel. We've got the inflation at record highs. Did we mention that President Trump cut the tag off a mattress?
Right.
And, so that's what they like to do, is completely deflect. My favorite is, when Biden goes off the teleprompter, because the only person in all of this I feel sorry for is Biden and Fetterman sign language interpreters. That has to be the worst job in the history of the universe. But that's what they do, Patriots. Everything is a deflection, and they've shown they're willing to create this kind of chaos. They create, never let a good emergency go to waste, right, John?
Right. Well, and it also disappoints me just how uneducated our electorate really is to vote for some of these people. Okay. I mean, it's, this guy who's in the White House, he can barely speak. He can barely stand. He's got all kinds of medical, cognitive issues, and yet people voted for this guy. How do you look yourself in the mirror knowing that you voted for that scumbag? And not only a scumbag, but he's not even in his mind. How do you vote for someone like that? The only response that makes any sense is if you just don't care and you want anarchy.
Or you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Right. Exactly.
So that's their justification. I really am with you, John. How do you actually just look yourself as a sane adult in the mirror and say that record inflation, a wide open border with people coming in, upwards of 9 million people, unvetted, unchecked, unscreened, coming in, crippling economy and infrastructure, supply chain issues, our schools falling apart, CRT, and you're saying that's better than mean tweets. If you are having any, it says like 1 in 4 people has, mental issues. If you're not sure who that is, it's probably you. So we have to kind of get there. But I would like to talk real quick about the Congress. You're doing a lot with our legislators, with our House. And what I always say is, guys, we're tired of your speeches. We got to get stuff done. What do you want to say to the Patriots about what you're doing in Congress to get them out of this? They just talk and they give speeches and, things are terrible. Join us next week for more, highlights of how horrible things are. No solutions, but highlights. What are we doing to push this forward from our elected officials?
Look, it's real simple. Either Congress needs to start getting things done and holding people accountable, using the power of the purse if need be, or they've got to go. And we got to replace them with somebody else. That's the way of America. Okay. We've got it. This country is more important than any one individual out there or any one race over here or over there. That's why this documentary is so important, because it isn't about one individual. It isn't about one race or the presidency or this or that. It's about the truth, what's happening under your nose, okay, that you're not seeing for whatever reason, and exposing it and showing you what's happening so that you can make an educated decision. Since you won't read, since you won't do your own homework, we have to deliver it to you using another vehicle, and that vehicle being film.
And I'm telling you, and that's what I like to tell Patriots. My bishop says this all the time. When people show you who they are, believe them. So that's what we have to do.
Let me just say this. There are many members in Congress right now that are subject in some of these investigations. Some of them are probably under sealed indictment or maybe unsealed indictment. We don't really even know. This again goes back to General Flynn and that criminal audit that he was never able to do. Boy, can you imagine if he was able to do that audit?
Woo.
You know, I really wish that if we could go back in time, that President Trump, General Flynn would have just said, you know what? We don't care what you have to say over here. We're going to go forward anyway for the American people. And if you want to take us to court, you could try to do that later, but we're going to deliver the facts to the American people. I really wish that would have gone down, because you've got people like Adam Schiff in this Congress, who he's as big of a problem and a problem causer with this whole Russia hoax that started a lot of this nonsense as there is anybody. I mean, I can go on down the list. There's lots of people over there. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. I mean, you can go right on down the line, okay? And there's racists over there on the Democratic side. We know about that history, right? So, look, we can go on and on and on about the lies of the Democrat side. We know what they are. We just need to expose them now and share it to the American people and let them know who they are and what they've done and why they've done it. Okay? Where did this money go? Where did your tax-paying dollars, your hard-earned money, where did it go?
It went into investigations or something, or a vodka bottle, or, because what have we got? You are right. On the money, Patriots. Schiff doxed people, used his position at the, amid the, the thing. I'm just kidding. The Intel Committee to dox people. Nancy Pelosi is worth $290 million on a civil servant's salary. Okay.
How did you get that money?
Schumer stood up and threatened Supreme Court justices on the floor, in front of the Capitol. Guys,
how do they get that money? How do they get that money?
They bought Hunter Biden's artwork, the Crackadoodle. So, yeah, people have to start asking questions. And if your response to that is, well, it's better than mean tweets, you know what? Just stop. Sincerely, everyone. But that's it. So now American Anarchy is due out in theaters when?
Next year, 2024. We haven't given a release date yet. I'm sorry. So we're going to give you that information probably closer to Christmas, as we kind of know when we're going to release it, but we're also going to be very careful with that release date for obvious reasons. So, but it's going to be 2024. Make no mistake about that.
It's going to be, and if John is anything like, and trust me, I know John, so he's just as fire as he is in front or behind the camera. So I always tell you, Patriots, what do? Get the popcorn ready. It's getting ready to go down because we all have a hand in taking this back. John Stubbins, the man, the legend. You can tell I'm a fan, so I'm fangirling.
You, Raven.
But it is. So, and we tell our Patriots as we wrap where they can find you, where they can get more information on what you're doing, and what it's like to be with fellow fire breathers?
Well, my show is on Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. We may be changing that at some point soon, only because we've started looking at going on Pluto TV as well. So we may be adding some additional channels. But for right now, you can always find out all the information, even if we do make a change. Just go to johnstubbins.com. You can donate there. You can get information about the documentary there. You can find out what channels we're on with my weekly show, and just get general information about events like Nashville and other things, again, at johnstubbins.com.
And I'm telling you, Patriots, we will also have information on our website about John. He is an amazing Patriot. I'm telling you, he and I share, we're backing up the Patriots. He's even here supporting Sid Miller and Ken Paxton and our frontline Patriots who are taking a lot of heat. They are standing. We are taking heat, okay, for doing this. And he protects and stands for yours truly, the conservative warrior. I have to love him. John Stubbins, thank you so much for being with us on Raven's Radar.
My pleasure, Raven. God bless you, my friend.
Amen. And we'll be back right after this.
We are here to defend democracy for the people.
Hey there, Patriots. It's Raven, the conservative warrior. I am here on behalf of Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they now offer competitive business plans. Switching to Patriot Mobile from your current carrier has never been easier. When you become a Patriot Mobile member, your dollars are helping to fund our God-given rights and freedoms. You know us, Patriots. We vote with our wallet. Stop funding the people who are selling us out. Support Patriot Mobile now. Be part of the solution. Be part of the freedom. Go to patriotmobile.com/Raven. Get free activation. Patriots, mobilize. Thank you, Patriots, for joining us on this episode of Raven's Radar. I hope, Patriots, you feel as encouraged as I do. The front line, the back of the house, the driving force behind this movement, it's tough, but it should be encouraging. We've got the best of the best, Patriots. While they're trying to figure out what a woman is, we got this. We've got, Patriots like John Stubbins. He really is not only a jack of all trades, he's a master of all of them. He's fought for this country. He's been in different environments. He's acted. He's a conservative activist. He is a back-of-house fighter. He really is a push behind a lot of what you see going on, and he's one of those ones I personally adore and really stand behind. I just want to tell you, Patriots, we are fighting. It helps when you see people fighting for your freedom if you join us. If you can't be on the front lines, join those of us who are. Check out johnstubbins.com. Check out the Indivisible. It is fire. And check out American Anarchy. It is an incredible story. And we've got all kind of patriots, John Rich, Sid Miller, all these patriots coming together to really make a stand. We're going to show you, patriots. We're going to make you proud. And in that vein, I'd like to encourage patriots to go out and get the book, Raven's Mantle. It is a monster. I'm going to talk about what we've got going on. My daughter being expelled from school at 8 years old for voting for President Trump in a mock election. Going to talk about parents in the Pentagon at 9/11. Going to talk about what it was like to run for Congress. What does it mean to drain the swamp? Let me just give you guys a spoiler alert, okay? This is the swamp. The sewer that it drains into is Washington, D.C. You heard it here first. But I want patriots to hear this front line. It's a blueprint, patriots. It's an action strategy. A lot of people don't realize this. The Bible is actually an action document. It's not like, okay, God, we got it. It's a report to this line. We predicted these times. He needs you. We were all made for a time such as this. You can go to my website, ravenharrison.com. You can find me on social media at Raven_TX Warrior, Raven the Conservative Warrior. And I encourage you also to donate to Raven Pack. Every bit helps. Raven Pack is our pack. We are supporting conservative. We are supporting true American fighters. No rhinos, no sellouts, no radicals, no, I don't know what I identify. You know what? We identify as a free nation, and that's what I'm fighting for. So until then, Patriots, keep fighting.